Yeah, so this whole first shelf is gonna be pretty basic. I got the Kodansha releases of the Shaman King. I mean, these Kodansha releases kind of suck. All like the censoring and stuff. I wish they would have just kept the artist intentions how they were. It's nothing too crazy, but it is just a little bit jarring. But then moving down, I got all of everything Hiro Mashima has ever done. I got a lot of Rave Master. Most of the things I have in here are complete or like up to date, but Rave Master is just out of print and it cost a fortune to get, so. And then he's got these two little short stories. I really like these. This one wraps up really well. The guy transforms into like a werewolf or something. It's really cool. And then the end, it wraps up. It's got a lot of really wholesome messages. Even though it's like really episodic through each chapter, it's a lot of fun. And I've never played the Monster Hunter game, but this is super rare and hard to get your hands on. But yeah, this is super fun and it wraps up really nice. A bunch of the characters are really cool. But yeah, like I said, it's super hard to get your hands on, so don't try to find it. But it's a really fast read, so I definitely recommend it. Yeah, Mashima didn't write this one. This one's more like a shoujo series. The artist is really nice. I honestly really like the stuff that she's done. I don't think she's written anything else, but I'm super excited to see if she does write anything else. And then the Fairy Tail S. These have some of my favorite chapters in Fairy Tail, and just some of the funny, like, joking ones. It's great. You need to have this. Yeah, and then Fairy Girls. Mashima didn't write this one, but it's just fun to have. And then Fairy Tail Zero, you know. And then moving down, I got all of Fairy Tail. I got the first box set used for really cheap, but it was in really, really bad condition, a lot worse than what I thought. And this volume right here has like glitter all over the front, and that's why I'm missing 3 and 8 out of this. And if you look, you see what they did to my boy Makarov in here. They gave my boy a full head of hair. I can't believe they did this to him. And if you think liking Fairy Tail will invalidate my anime opinions, then whatever, piss off. Alright, and then I got all 100 Year Plus. It's not being drawn by Mashima anymore, but it is a lot of fun. You know, just every time I pick up a new volume, you put on the Fairy Tail OST and you just vibe for an hour. It's a lot of fun. And then, of course, Eden Zero. If you see anything else on my channel, you already know that I love Eden Zero. It's so much fun. Nobody has the balls to use time travel, especially in just like a generic shonen action series, so just everything that Mashima's doing right now is just awesome. And this is pretty fun, just seeing all the interactions with all of his main characters together. It's nothing too crazy, but it's just enjoyable. And then this right here, this has like a fun little choose your own adventure thing with Clue. It's just a lot of fun. You're going to the Candy Kingdom with Brick, and it also has like the Fairy Tales pilot chapter, and as well as like just a bunch of other kind of interesting little stories. Like if you're a fan of Mashima, you'll get a lot of enjoyment out of these. I think The Magician was his first, I think this might have been his first one-shot that he ever tried to get serialized. I'm not sure though. Alright, and then moving down, I have 1 through 13 of Kekaishi. I really like this series. If you know what this series is, then I swear to God you're a real one. This series is awesome. They fight with like barriers, they fight Ayakashi, like ghosts and stuff. It's really cool. They don't adventure everywhere, but it's mostly spent like in their school or in their school grounds, and they're just like set to protect like a little forest area. So you kind of just get to know the place, and it's a really different vibe for a shonen series. I really like it though, and I've never finished the manga, but I'm super excited to. But yeah, like I said, volume 14 is out of print, so I'm just waiting until I can find a copy for extremely cheap instead of paying like $100. And then I just recently bought all of Haikyu. If you're interested in my opinions on here, I have a video where I just started it. I read the first 2 volumes, and I already had a lot to say, and I'm already up to volume 6. I've been reading like 1 volume a day. I'm having a lot of fun here. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, Haikyu is awesome. I'm kind of like covering just the characters on the spine. I don't know why. I just feel like if the characters on the spine correspond with what's in the volume, I feel like I'm just gonna have tunnel vision and only think about that while I'm reading it. It's a weird, so I don't know, it's a weird thing. And then I got the Fully Cooley Omnibus right here. I wouldn't really recommend this, but there's a couple other like Gynax trigger things I want to get. Like the Panty and Stocking has 1 volume, and then there's also Darling and the Franxx, which is done by Kentaro Yabuki to Love React. A lot of fun. I haven't finished Darling and the Franxx the anime, but since I like the artist, I might just pick up those. It's only like 4 2-in-1s. And then of course, we got Jujutsu Kaisen, a staple in every shonen enjoyer's manga collection. And this volume 17 finally has new content for me. I read all the way up to the Shibuya incident. I completed it. It was like
chapter 140 something, and finally, this volume has some new content for me. I'm thinking of starting from the beginning, or just all of the Shibuya incident again. I have a whole lot that I want to say about Jujutsu Kaisen. This is such a great series. And then in Jump Festa, they announced that the whole series is going to be wrapping up this year, which is insane. I had no idea. I thought that this would be going on for a long time. And I have not read it since the Shibuya incident. It's been like, I think almost over a whole year now. So yeah, I can't wait to get caught up and to see how the story wraps up. It's awesome. And then of course Death Note. I have the box set up there somewhere. Death Note's insane. I love the art behind it. I was thinking of getting Platinum End too, but I waited till the end. And yeah, everybody said that Platinum End was really bad, but the English volumes look insane. They have like the sparkle, like the bedazzles on them. It looks nuts. And then yeah, this All You Need Is Kill. This is super fun. It was adapted into like an American live action movie. I haven't seen it, but I feel like a lot of people have. And yeah, this series is just really fun, and especially if you're newer, I feel like this is a really fun, little interesting read. Yeah, moving down, we got our Tatsuki Fujimoto section. We got all of Chainsaw Man. I wish that we were going up to volume 12. You know, they had a chance to really capitalize off of releasing that earlier. Yeah, I feel like if they dropped the volume 12 right now, with the manga coming out and with the anime coming out every week, I feel like they'd get a lot more sales than they would. And I feel like it wouldn't be any downside to them because they're releasing it on Jump Plus, so they already have the translations and everything, so it's a little bit confusing. And then of course we got Fire Punch. This was done before Chainsaw Man. If you're a fan of Chainsaw Man and haven't read Fire Punch, what are you doing? Fire Punch is really good. The art style is a little sketchy. I read some online scans that were generally the art was just a lot cleaner than the English release, but you know what, that's fine. I really love the series. The end is nuts. There's some insane themes in here that really stick with me and I think about a lot. And then we got Look Back, this one-shot by Fujimoto. This one-shot's really good, and I've read all the other ones that he has too. I can't wait, and I don't know why they're waiting so long and delaying these one-shots for him. And we got Hell's Paradise, Jigokuraku. I just watched the trailer for the anime for this too, and it looks very promising. I can't wait for more people to just have their eyes on this series. I honestly got on this one really early, like it only had 4 or 5 volumes, and I just remember getting on this one and it being out of stock for everybody else. This is a great series. It's got some nuts mystery, some insane action. The art in here is great, and I have it next to Chainsaw Man because this was one of his assistants that serialized this one. But yeah, this series is a lot of fun, and I really recommend it. Get ahead of the game before the anime comes out. Coming up here, I got all of JoJo, Himio na Doken, all of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and then right here I have this Love Hiha art book. But yeah, JoJo's, well, I guess we'll look at this first. Arco Under the Bridge and Sailor Moon. Yeah, just some really fun, wholesome romance series, and I really want to get like more shoujo stuff. I'm not sure if this really counts, but yeah, I really need to add more shoujo stuff to my collection. A couple things by inio asano. I really want to get Poon Poon. I've read Poon Poon, but every time I see it online, it just costs a little bit more than I want to pay. I'm waiting for him to be on sale, and then I'll just pick them all up at once. And then Junji Ito stuff. I've read most everything of Junji Ito, but I don't own everything. They drop new releases from Junji Ito nowadays, like very frequently. Like there's always just new announcements from him, so I never even know how to keep up. So I just kind of wait, and then I'll just pick them all up whenever I'm ready. But I love Junji Ito. He's kind of how I got into manga, just looking for some horror anime and realizing there was none. There was no good horror anime. And then I moved over to horror manga, and then I found Mr. Junji Ito. A lot of fun. And then we move over a little bit. Not much to say here. I think everybody owns a Bible about now. Yeah. You know, the Bible is a really nice thing. It's one of my favorite stories. I like the Bible. I honestly have read volume 1 and 2 of Berserk. This is the 10th deluxe edition. I only read volumes 1 and 2, and then I sold them trying to get the deluxe editions. So yeah, I can't wait to really dive into the world of Berserk. That's gonna be a lot of fun. I don't know why it's taken me this long. So up here you can see the rest of JoJo's, and then down here I got some Japanese stuff. I got School Rumble. I owned all this in English, but it was discontinued at like volume 16. So I figured I would just bust down and buy it all in Japanese. I mean, I can't really read it, but the quality's a bit worse than I thought, but I honestly only paid like $30 for these, so I'm pretty happy. And then I just got this one random Shonen Jump volume back here. This one has like the little island Dorian Bragi story in it, so they're just a lot of fun. Yeah, I bought this from like a little comic shop, and the guy was really cool, so I figured I would just buy it from him. And then I have Fist of the North Star Volume 1 and 2. I just kind of been falling behind on these releases. There's a lot of newer stuff I've been falling behind on. I have 1 through 9 of Grand Blue Dreaming. This series is a lot of fun, but I've only read volumes like 2 and 3, I think. Up to volume 2 and 3. I'm just waiting. These series, this one costs like 11, 12 bucks per volume, so I try to wait till that one's on sale until I pick up. But yeah, a lot of fun. And then moving back down here, we got all of Needless in Japanese. This series was never released in English. Yeah, so this author, Kamiyamai, I've fallen in love with him after I read Needless, and in more recent times we have had, this is an adaptation of a light novel, Infinite Dendrogram, and then we've had Magai Mono, which is only 2 volumes long. I had no idea this even existed until it was getting released. And then this guy has like 2 other series that are in Japanese that have never been translated or anything. Nobody's ever scanlated them, no fan translations. But yeah, I picked these up because I really wanted to support him, and hopefully we get more of his releases in the future. This is honestly not the best. I like the art and like the enemy designs, like they're all like crazy giant bugs or crazy amalgamations. And then the character designs are great. All the girls are absolutely adorable. But yeah, this series is fun. If you've seen Needless, then you already know what this guy is all about. Just like action, fan service, and just off the wall, everything. It's a fun time. And then if we move over just a bit, this is like all of the ecchi zone basically, besides the stuff in the back. So I got all of Tolofru, just simple, simple chapter by chapter, ecchi, stupid fun. It's a lot of fun. And then you get to Tolofru Darkness, and I don't know, I just got it because I really like Tolofru and the artist, but yeah, I wouldn't even recommend this one to anybody, even like the most hardcore of ecchi degenerates. And then I have Kobato up here that I'm about to ship out. And then I have volume 1 of Kobato back here, and then some other just miscellaneous volumes. And then these back here are all just short, complete series that I don't really plan on getting. I bought these a little bit earlier in my manga collecting career, and I thought that it'd just be fun to have some short series, but I then realized that when they're only a couple volumes long, that normally means that they just got canceled. So yeah, and I'm missing a couple volumes of Tolofru Darkness, but then I got Meo Chiki right here, so just some more stupid harem ecchi comedy. And then from behind that, volumes 1, 2 of Dream Saga, that's like 5 volumes long. Just a little harder to get your hands on the volumes. And then Pandora Hearts, this series was recently back into print, so I just picked up a couple of volumes of it. I got all of it used before it was back in print for really cheap, and then I sold it for a lot of money. So I'm really grateful that I was able to do that. I mean, call me a scumbag, but ayo, I'm chasing a bag out here, alright? And then I got Mysterious Girlfriend X. I just picked this one up recently because I just love the aesthetic and everything of it. Wow, this series actually blew me away. I'd only read this first volume so far. It's weird. It's kind of like some weird fetish stuff in it, but if you can get past that, this series is really fun, and it's made me laugh out loud a lot, and it's mysterious. All right, I love the series, so check it out. And if you have seen it, let me know your thoughts. And then I got My Monster Secret. I'm only missing volume 7, and then 20, 22, 21. I think the final volume 22 and volume 7 are going to be the only difficult ones to really get, just because it costs a little bit more. And then I have a few extra volumes, maybe that's what's holding these ones up. Yep, it is. Yeah, I owned a few volumes before, but then I just sold. I'm trying to sell them off because I ended up buying all of these for extremely undercover price. And when volume 7 and 4 cost a lot of money. And 8. And then moving down a bit more, this series is called Doudere Sora Nagihara. This is done by the same person who made Heaven's Lost Property, and they also made Plunderer. I didn't like the anime for Plunderer, but when I was a kid, way back in the day, I did watch Heaven's Lost Property, and I was a big fan of that. And that doesn't have an English release, but I plan on checking it out. And I also want to check out Plunderer too. I didn't like the anime, like I said, but the art in the manga looks really cool. And it'd just be really nice to have this guy's entire discography, you know? I'd like to see what he's all about. But this series is really weird. This also has some weird fetish stuff in it. I don't even want to describe it. If you know, then you know. But don't even go out of your way to check it out. And I think it's out of print and it costs a little bit more. Then I got my Ken Akamatsu stuff. I can't wait to get Negima, just 29 is out of print, and I'm trying to find them all like really cheap one day, and then I'll just go all in for Negima. AI Love You is alright. It really wasn't my favorite, but Love Hina is just a lot of fun all around. I really recommend this one if you've never checked it out. Just super fun, simple stuff. And then, oh yeah, and I honestly got these all really cheap too. I saw some guy had them listed, and I got all these together for just $100. So super nice stuff. Can't wait to get Negima, and I think that's all I want to get from Akamatsu. And then I got a Shumomomo Momomomo, and it's done by Shinobu Otaka. I also have talked about this briefly before on the channel, but I really like this series. If you like Magi, I'd recommend getting this because this is super easy to get your hands on, unlike Magi. And this has got like fan service and romance and really fun attacks and comedy that is off the wall. I really recommend this series. And then it wraps up pretty nice. It's nothing to like really think too hard about, but I don't know. I don't know why I like it. It's awesome. It's like ongoing stuff. So this is more Shinobu Otaka and of course Magi Volume 1. Yeah. Orient's pretty fun, just reading it volume by volume. This is also nothing that I think too profoundly about, but the art in it is great. I've also talked about this just a little bit because I really like this series and I really think more people need to check it out. Alright, and then, yeah, I got Komi. Everybody has Komi. I stopped reading this one around like volume 11 just because it got a little repetitive and boring, but I'm still picking the volumes up. I think I might be like 3 or 4 volumes behind, but I'm probably still going to keep picking it up. I want to see how this series ends. It's not really going anywhere, but it's fun and it's relaxing every time I pick it up. And then I got Dandadan Volume 1. Yeah, so I just looked at the next volume for Dandadan, and it looks like it's not even going to be released until like April, so, I mean, I've read a few chapters already online, but I'm not even really going to dive into the series until I have enough to really just sink my teeth into all at once. This whole row right here, we got Bakemonogatari. This is the adaptation of the light novel. It already has the anime, and it's called Bakemonogatari, but it's adapting all of the Monogatari stuff. And yeah, I'm a couple volumes behind on this one too. The art in this is great. It's done by Oh Great, so yeah, you already know that it's great. It's honestly insane. I really would recommend this, even if you've never seen the Monogatari series. I feel like this might be a really good way to enjoy it. I don't know, there's a lot of fan service in here, and it's really just artistic. This guy really just knows how to tell a story, and just really... This guy just draws some of the most dynamic and crazy panels that I've ever seen in my life. I love Oh Great. I want to own Air Gear too, but that's criminally out of print, so I'm gonna end up probably buying that one in Japanese too, just so that I can own it and have everything from him. And then we got Sleepy Princess in the Demon Castle. This is for Chads. You know, only Chads are reading this series. It's seriously a lot of fun. Princess is just she's a hostage in this castle, and her only goal is to go to sleep soundly every night. It's so wholesome. It's hilarious. And unlike Komi, like, it has the same little kind of gimmick to it, but I don't know how this one manages to really keep me so captivated, and I'm just so in love with it. Sleepy Princess in the Demon Castle. If you have not seen it, the anime is god tier, genuinely, and the manga is hilarious through and through. And then we got Yokohama Kailashi Kiko. I never expected this would get an English release, so I'm super happy it did. And this is insane. This is more than I could have asked for. It looks beautiful. I love the shininess on it. I love when I open it up. I don't know, something about this yellow right here that just makes me feel so... It feels so nostalgic, and it's just got a really nice vibe to it. Look at these color pages. Nobody is blessing us up with color pages like this. What the fuck is this? Look at this. Look at this. Take notes, Viz, Shonen Jump. This is what we want, you know? And this is just beautiful. Even the little floor combs colored, I love this stuff. And this volume's 24. Yeah, like, beautiful stuff. I love this series. It's super relaxing. You really need to get on this series. And the second volume for this, I don't even know if it has a release date yet, but I'm super excited. I don't think it's going to be all that long at all, and I love this series. And then Jahi-sama, this series was pretty fun. I just watched the anime when it came out. Nothing too much to say about it. If you've seen series like Devil is a Part-Timer or Squid Girl, things of that nature, it's basically the same. She's just going around trying to get these mana crystals and get her power back, but she's just making a joke of herself every step of the way. It's super fun. And then yeah, so now moving on, it's gonna be more, like this is all incomplete stuff that I plan on getting. Tenjo Tenge, I want to get those 2-in-1 versions, but I got all these in a lot, so I don't think I'll care that much if I have like half of the 2-in-1s and then half of just these orange volumes. I don't think it'll be that big of a deal. And then School Live, this one's pretty hard to get your hands on because I think just half of the volumes are always out of stock. And then Yotsubato, super excited to read this one. I know this is still ongoing. Yeah, this is super nice. It's written by the same person who wrote Azumanga Daioh, and I heard this series is just super wholesome, and I have not stepped foot into it yet. And then Haruhi-chan, and then Haruhi Suzumiya 1-6. I want to get the rest of this manga, but it's just out of print and really hard to get your hands on 1-20. So, I mean, I'm just gonna wait and probably end up buying it in Japanese. I love the light novel. This is one of my favorite light novels. I have them all just right up there. But, there's just a few chapters that I really just want to see in here and just have and be able to look at all the time. And then Jing, and then the Kindaichi case files. I think this is like out of print and kind of hard to find. Also one I'm just trying to get rid of. This is more of like the ongoing stuff, and then they're just being held up by more incomplete stuff. This is written by like this DG Chirat. This is written by Koga Dombo or something. She writes a bunch of shoujo stuff, and I really want to see more of her work. I like her art style a lot, and I see a bunch of her manga ups. And I really like the DG Chirat series, and there's a bunch of spin-offs and stuff, so I figured it'd just be fun to pick up and own all these. And then I got Nagatoro, of course. I think after like the 4th or 5th volume, it really just stops being let's throw in as much fan service in whenever we can. It stops being like too hardcore on the fan service after a little bit, and then it just turns into like wholesome fun. So like really by like around here, every volume just kind of warms my heart, you know? It's a lot of fun. And then moving up, Gabrielle Dropout. Yeah, this is another one I kind of relate to Jahi-sama. It's angels and devils going to school. This lady's an otaku. It's a lot of fun. It's great. She's like a fallen angel. She used to be the #1 angel. It's so much fun. You need to read this series or watch it. The animes, I really like this one. And it's super funny. And then more recently, we just got this release of Kemono Jihen. I have not watched the anime, and the manga just looks really nice, and I know it's published by 7 Seas, so I figured I just want to get this before they're always going to be out of stock forever. Because these guys suck at putting stuff back into stock. And then Frieren Beyond Journey's End. I've only read volume 1 of this, but I'm just waiting so that I can binge a lot more. I feel like I have a good bit of content right here, so I might just kind of sit down one of these days and really binge it. But yeah, this series is great. If you've never heard of it, this lady's like an elf or something that lives forever. And, you know, the adventure's done. These guys have like beaten the Demon King or whatever. And this is kind of just what happens at the end of the road, you know, when everybody's done and the reality of everybody's situation. It's a really strange take on like the isekai and the genre in general. It's nuts. And then I got World End Solte. This is done by Satoshi Mizukami. If you didn't know, this is the author of Lucifer and the Biscuit Hammer. That series just got reprinted, and that's insane to me. The anime is coming out right now, and the anime is not doing the best, but I really love this guy's style, his art style, his way of telling stories. Nobody does it like him. His character designs are just great. I really love this guy. If you've not checked him out, you really should, and I feel like you'll fall. If you like his style of stuff, you'll fall in love with everything he's ever written. And then moving down, I just got some Rumiko Takahashi, Inuyasha. Some of these later volumes just got reprinted. I know that a lot of them are going for a lot more than cover price. But yeah, let it be known that some of these later volumes are back in stock, so don't pay a fortune for them, because I know people were. And then Urusei Yatsura, I think this is going to be over very soon in the manga. I'm super excited to pick all this up. This is the #1 thing I really want to own by her. And then I got Mermaid Saga. I know this is only like 2 volumes, and I've not read anything else from her. And I don't think I want to get Ranma Half or Rin Ni. I don't know. Maybe I will in the future, but all of her series are super long, and most of the time pretty hard to get your hands on. I Am a Hero back here. These volumes are normally super out of stock, so I'm just gonna wait until they're all back in stock one day and really go down on it. This series is great. It's a zombie apocalypse and this guy is like mentally ill. This guy sees hallucinations and stuff. It's a crazy series and the art is nuts. And I think this guy has a new series coming out right now in an anime called Under Ninja. So check it out. I don't know anything about it, but it sounds cool. Alright, and then moving up here, this is some of my favorite stuff. I love Aria. This series is beautiful. This creator has another series called Amanchu, and I really want to pick that up because it doesn't exist in English. But yeah, these people live on Mars, but it's built like Venice. It's crazy. And these ladies just all ride their gondolas and give people tours. It's beautiful stuff. And it's just really wholesome. The art in here is insane. I have not seen anything else like this. Nobody has style and nobody draws stuff like this ever. And these releases are nuts. These were scheduled for reprint and I kept my eye on them for a really long time. And I was super excited. I think they came out around my birthday last year, so super hyped. Super glad to have these, and these cost like a fortune right now. So yeah, this is one of my favorite series ever, and I really recommend it. And then we got The Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya, the whole Haruhi Suzumiya series. This is the only light novel that I own right now. I'm a huge fan of the Haruhi series. If you haven't watched Haruhi in this century or this decade, I mean, I really don't blame you because it's pretty old. I still love this series and I hold it to a pretty high regard. It's just a lot of fun. I really want to see how this series ends up wrapping up. I'm not all the way caught up, but I can't wait until I get another volume of this stuff. And then just these two little anthologies right here, and then the celebration of Haruhi Suzumiya. This has, I don't know off the top of my head, but this volume has a lot of pretty notable mangaka working on it, so yeah, just pretty fun to own this. And then Welcome to NHK. I got this one a couple years ago, and I think that this one is super hard to find out of print now. I think people will pay like over $200 for this, but you ain't getting mine. Fuck off, alright? I love this series. It's great. This one's also an older one, but I really recommend it to anybody. But yeah, if you know what the series is about, then you know. Yeah, then we got Hayate the Combat Butler. Most of the stuff I own is complete, like I said, but I only have up to volume 20 here. Volumes 12, 13, and 25 were pretty out of print and hard to get your hands on. I think I got most of these for a pretty good price, but then as soon as I got these, volumes like 21 to 24 all went out of stock at the same time, so it kind of upset me a little bit. In English, I think we only have like volumes 40 something, but this series goes up to like 52. So I think by the end of this year maybe we'll have all of it, and hopefully the volumes keep getting reprinted. And these later volumes I don't think they're printing a lot of, so I'm just gonna have to keep buying them as soon as they come out because they keep going out of stock. And then Defrag, I've also talked about this series a bit. It's a lot of fun, off-the-wall comedy. It's super dialogue heavy, and I don't know, the art in it is great. It's monthly. There's waifus galore. Just go check out my video if you want to hear me talk about this series. That's awesome. But yeah, go check out my video if you want to hear what I have to say about this series because I love this series a lot. And then moving up a bit more, this is a side story for Higurashi, the demon exposing arc. Pretty cool. And then we got Elfen Lied. I think these just came back into print too. I've had these for a long time. This is one of the first things I started my collection with. The anime had an original ending, but this stuff's really cool. The art style's a little bit iffy, but I think the girls are all drawn pretty cute. My favorite character is the American who says fuck more than any other word in existence. So I haven't seen the end of this anime in a while, but the end of the manga, it hits deep. I really love this stuff. Then we got Mar-chan Awaken Romance, or Mar. This series is a lot of fun. If you've seen anything else that I've done on this channel, then yeah, you know that like this is basically everything that I want, you know. Great character designs, really interesting plot, and just some really fun, cool mysteries to uncover. It's not the best series ever, it's not a 10 out of 10 by any means, but I really have fun reading this series, and I still think you should check it out. I think this is a little bit hard to get your hands on, and some of my volumes are pretty scuffed up, but I got it all for a great price, so I'm happy. Got Higurashi, I got all of Higurashi, and I think it just got announced that we're getting the next arc released in English too, which is great. And this all just got reprinted, so if you are a fan of Higurashi, let it be known that this exists out in the wild now, and you don't have to pay thousands of dollars for it. I'm waiting for Yumaneko next. I love Higurashi. But yeah, Higurashi is a lot of fun. I really recommend you check this series out. The anime is good. I know it's adapted from a visual novel, and I really want to check that out. Every time I look online, it looks very convoluted and very hard to start. And then at the very end, I got just a bunch of like short stuff, short complete stuff. This is like a 5-in-1 Ibitsu. I've had this for a long time. I had my mom bought me another copy for Christmas one time, which I just thought that was really nice because she had no idea and just thought that this would be a series that I liked. So that was really nice. And then Azumanga Daioh up here, the 4-koma. I also want to get the K-On! 4-koma that just came out of the omnibus finally, because it was just out of print for a really long time. And then Olympus or Olympos. I don't really know what the series is about. There's really great artwork in it, and maybe one day I'll read it. I just have not read it. And then Rainbow and Black. This is done by the same person who wrote Crazy Shrine Maidens. I've not read this series, but I know that it's only 3 volumes incomplete. Crazy Shrine Maidens, I have not read that, but it looked really nice. And I just was looking at it to buy the manga, and it only had 2 volumes released, and then it was canceled for some reason. So, I don't know. I just want to figure out why that happened, because this series looks really nice, and maybe I'll just end up buying that in Japanese too. And then next, I don't know Naruto, but I do have Samurai 8 of Masashi Kishimoto. I'm just waiting to buy the box sets for a pretty good price, as well as Bleach too. If you've never read Samurai 8, it's a pretty nice series. I feel like there's some pretty cool character reveals here in the middle, but then toward the end it kind of just goes insano style, and some really wacky stuff starts happening. Then Zombie Powder. I think this is a little bit hard to get your hands on, but it is really nice. They censored this second cover. The guy had like a gun to his head or something. This is really nice. You can really see Kubo's art, just all the general Kubo-isms that you see in Bleach and everything. All that style exists right here too. I love it. And then Burn the Witch. They have the OVA of this too. I can't wait until he starts putting more content into Burn the Witch. It just is a really fun concept. I can't wait to see how he ties in like the east and west sides of the Soul Society. That's gonna be fun to see. And then the Dororo Omnibus. I don't know. I thought this was gonna be a little bit different than it was. I didn't finish it, but a lot of fun. And then finally, this is like a full color Sazan and Comic Girl. Just like a romance series, or just a one-shot. It's pretty fun. I wouldn't recommend going out of your way for it, but if you want like a full color little read, this has got some really nice space artwork, and it's beautiful little things going on. But yeah, I think that's about it.